First of all, I'm just going to play you the press conference that New South Wales Police made. Now, don't forget this would be quite warm, the weather at the moment in Australia. It's coming into their summer. This was, it appears, an anti-Semitic attack because it's the start of Hanukkah today, which is like, you know, the Jewish celebration, isn't it? 'Cause they don't celebrate Christmas, do they? It's Hanukkah. And it was an event on the beach, and it's obviously been planned to cause the maximum carnage possible. So let's have a look what my Lanyon, who is the North South Wales Police Force Commissioner, had to say in the police conference. First of all, they'll let you get, so it's saying here 9 dead, but I think there's at least 12 now.
Yeah, we're more than happy to take some questions. About 6:47 p.m. this evening, police started to receive a number of reports of shots fired at Archer Park at Bondi. Archer Park is a grassed area just north of the Bondi Pavilion. Police responded promptly. Unfortunately, at least 12 people are deceased at this time. 29 people have been transported to various hospitals around the Sydney area, including 2 police officers. The condition of those officers and the other transported are serious, but there is a range of conditions. Our thoughts, prayers and love go to all the families and all of those that were involved tonight. We know that there were many people there to celebrate a happy occasion, the celebration of Hanukkah, and there was well over 1,000 people there when this took place. As a result of the circumstances of the incident tonight, at 9:36 p.m. this evening.
Did he say 1,000 people were there? 1,000, oh my goodness. So, you know, 12 people is bad enough, but you think if there's 1,000 people there, but there may be, that figure unfortunately may rise, mightn't it? And some people will probably be critically ill. So anyway, as I say, it's a developing story.
I declared this to be a terrorist incident. I've also authorised special powers under Section 5 and Section 6 to ensure that if there is a third offender, and we are currently investigating that at the moment, we will make sure that we prevent any further activity. Section 6 allows us to investigate today's incident. There is a massive police response, and I think as journalists you have seen how quickly and promptly the police responded. I'm incredibly proud of the professionalism of our police and emergency service responders. They have done a fantastic job. Unfortunately, it's only several years ago that Bondi occurred at Bondi Junction. We have learnt a lot from that, and tonight ambulance and police and other emergency responders acted promptly and professionally to do a great job there. We will have a significant investigation. Our Counter-Terrorism Command will lead this investigation with investigators from the State Crime Command. No stone will be left unturned. This type of disgraceful activity, this wanton use of violence, the taking of innocent lives is unacceptable to New South Wales. It's not our way of life. I've been very clear since I've been the Commissioner that as a police force, we won't stand for this type of violence.
No, it's true. Like what you're saying, I mean, it's just terrible, isn't it? That you've got to, whatever you're going out to celebrate, whatever your religion, whatever you're into, like if you're going for a pride march or if you're going for to celebrate Hanukkah or any type of religious celebration, Christmas markets, there's lots. Like, remember the Liverpool disaster with the guy who ploughed into the crowds celebrating the Liverpool victory in the Premier League. All over the world, these things happen, and there's people out there celebrating something, celebrating. They're not doing anybody any harm. They're just celebrating their thing. It could be celebrating Christmas, it could be celebrating Eid, it could be celebrating anything. And this particular one was Hanukkah. And there's people out there. It's chilling to think that there's actually people out there waiting for these kind of events. This has taken some planning. It wouldn't be a spontaneous attack. You know, can you imagine if they're sitting there, maybe they've got families, maybe they're going out living their lives normally, chatting about normal things, and all in between, planning, killing people that are just, you know, just enjoying their celebrations. You know, they're not politicians, they're not, you know, these people haven't done any harm to these attackers. You just can't get your head around it, can you? You can see why people get angry with politicians and things, and that have done terrible things to people. But how can you get so angry with just normal people going about their normal life just because they have a different religion to you, or a different colour skin to you, or a different sexuality to you, different opinion to you? Luckily, the majority of us can't understand why anybody would do that. But unfortunately, these small minority of people that spread hate in whatever direction, they cause such damage, don't they, to people? You know, because it's not only the actual victims on the day, it's their families, their friends, it's the survivors, and how they've got to live with it for the rest of their lives. Just terrible. I mean, these people, if they think they're going on, I don't know, you know, presume if they're attacking Jewish people, you can assume that they might be Muslims, but, you know, we don't know yet. But do they really think that that's what their religion would want them to do?
I'm personally offended. You have seen that the police have already taken prompt action. The Premier has mentioned one of the offenders is deceased, the second one is in serious condition at hospital. We will focus to ensure that there is no further threat to the public. Could I ask, but this is a time of calm. This is a time where I want to make sure that there is no retribution. The police are investigating thoroughly. We have acted promptly. We have taken decisive action. Could I just ask for calm in the community? Allow the police to do our job.
You know, so then, of course, you've got this big problem. Hi, Heather. You know, it puts you off going out, doesn't it? Puts you off going. I've never liked crowds anyway, I've got to be honest. And, you know, I had an experience, didn't I, at the Grand National many years ago when they had the bomb scare at the Grand National. I was there. That put me off crowds even more. It is terrifying. There's a reason they call it terror. You know, when you think there's a bomb threat, or somebody running amok. And imagine, like, someone's running amok there on that beach, but you wouldn't be really clear what was happening, would you? You know, at first, so you'd hear people screaming, you think, what's going on? You know, you wouldn't know. We're going to have a look at some videos from the scene. It'd take you a while before you even worked out what was going on, even if they even have now. I mean, we're watching it on the TV, we'll get a better insight and listening to what the police commissioner says. So now he's got to try and rein everybody in because, you know, that he doesn't want revenge attacks, doesn't want people to start accusing people before they know definitely who it was. You know, you know, it's an absolute nightmare. It's just going to cause chaos. And coming up to Christmas, and although Jewish people might not believe in Christmas, they believe in Hanukkah, and you know, everyone will be affected by what these things are. Even worse when they happen sort of near significant sort of holiday festivals. But unfortunately, of course, that's when they tend to happen, because that's the time when people are all gathered together.
We will work closely with community, and I'll continue to provide updates about the investigation as they go on. Thank you. I'll hand over to the Minister and then happy to take questions.
So, do we have an age range of the victims? Obviously, it's early days, but of those deceased.
No, very early. Sorry, I don't have those details at the moment. As you can imagine, there has been a fair dislocation. The ambulance service responded brilliantly. They've had to convey people right around the city to numerous hospitals. So at this stage, we don't have those details.
Commissioner, there's 12 people.
Can I also ask one at a time? Sorry.
Commissioner, do you have any intelligence about the two shooters?
We're working through that at the moment. Obviously, part of the declaration is because I have information about the deceased shooter. It's not something I'm prepared to give at the moment. It will be part of.
Yeah, so it's very early days. So just to be aware of this. This was the police conference they gave, but he's not giving out loads of information. He probably doesn't know that much yet. And what he does know has all got to be confirmed. You know, he doesn't want to be there giving out information before it's certain, but he had to get out there and say something.
The investigation, but we will work tirelessly through our counter-terrorism command to make sure we investigate all of the circumstances.
Commissioner, the 12 people that are deceased, do they include the gunman that is deceased, or is the gunman additional to that?
We've set up the 12 deceased at the moment. This is a really fluid situation. I would like to provide more certainty, but certainly the numbers that we are talking at the moment include the gunman.
Were any children among the deceased?
At this stage, I don't believe so. However, I do believe that a child was transported to the hospital.
Oh.
Again, I don't want to give information that turns out to be incorrect. It is very...
Yeah, see, they're pushing him for information he can't give really until he's sure, but there's likely to have been families on that beach. You know, don't these people care about that? I mean, you know, as I say, I really do understand why people get angry with politicians and situations, and I can see why they'd be angry with Netanyahu. You know, he's a total horrible person. But you can't take it out on people that are nothing to do with it. I don't see how you can do that. You know, just because, if that's what the reason is. Now, we don't know that yet, certain, but let's suppose it is. If they're angry with Israel, you know, if this is to do with the Gaza, war in Gaza, etc., if it is, why go and attack a load of people on the beach, families, Australians? Then nothing to do with them. That they just can't. It's like saying, if you're German, you know, the Holocaust was your fault. It wasn't every German person's fault. You know, it's the most ridiculous thing.
We know that there has been a number of people turn up the hospital. We've had 29 others transported, and we know people are still turning up there.
What gives you reason to think there might be a gun person around?
Unfortunately, in these sort of circumstances, we get information from a range of areas. We tend to be as safe as we possibly can, so that we know that we have 2 definite offenders, but we've got to make sure the community is safe. So we will run down this investigation. The reason that we have so many investigators out tonight is we want to make sure that that happens. The fact that we've declared this as a terrorist incident, we've provided special powers, is to make sure that we prevent any further. I cannot confirm there is a 3rd offender, but I want to make sure there's no stone left unturned.
Some news outlets are reporting a home in Bondi Rivers being raided. Can you confirm that?
No, I'm well aware on social media that an identity of a person believed to be one of the government has been circulated there. When I ask for calm, that is really important. This is not a time for retribution. This is a time to allow the police to do their duty. So police are responding to make sure that all of the community is safe. That is our role.
What can you tell us about public order riots, got officers?
Oh, I'll have a look on X and Minty's saying a name's been revealed. The problem with social media is it's ahead of them. Also, on social media, as quite often happens, they release names and they're not, turns out it's nothing to do with them. Do you remember that with the Liverpool incident? You know, it was that guy who just seemed to have a total mental breakdown and plough into, you know, a British guy and plough into all the crowds. But of course, immediately when that happened, everyone was saying it was, you know, it must have been a Muslim or it must have been terrorism. So you have got to, now he has declared it a terrorist incident. So we can presume that they've got some information. But, you know, the police are not in the same position as social media where they can just release information without having to fact check it or anything. So, I mean, it may be true, whatever's been released on X. Sometimes it is true. It turns out to be true. But you still have to take it with a pinch of salt. And he's calling for calm. It's not going to be calm, is it? It's not going to be calm. You know, I hope people keep their heads together, you know, and don't start. Because when he talks about no retribution, because what can happen then is, you know, if it's thought that maybe this is by Palestine sympathisers or Muslims, you know, people can start just attacking any Muslims, you know, like anyone who even looks like a Muslim might not even be a Muslim, you know. So this is just the same as attacking these Jewish people just because they're Jewish. You know, it's wrong. It's wrong. And why can't, I don't know. It just seems like every day there's something. Somebody hating on somebody, you know, one group hating on another group, and it's just constant. There's so much hate and discord. But you know what? And it is definitely encouraged by people like Donald Trump. I think he's got a lot to answer for. Him, Nigel Farage, all these divisive figures, because these are public figures who should call for calm and call for people to get on together. I mean, the President of the United States is president for all people, you know, all people that live in America. Doesn't matter whether they're Hispanic, whether they're Jewish, whether they're Muslim, whether they're black, white, yellow, whatever, you know, it just doesn't matter, because he's the President of the United States, not just the people he wants to be president of. And I think that's what's got lost with leaders now. And so when it gets lost with leaders, then the public just follows suit. I think it just means that racism is almost accepted now, isn't it? People say things they would never have said. You know, they talk about racism being bad years ago. I think it's bad now because I think, you know, people openly speak out on social media and things, say the most terrible, I've seen the most terrible, horrible things. And who's policing it? Nobody, it feels like.
Raiding homes, is that happening right now?
What I'd say to you is that we have police right around the city at the moment to make sure that all of the community is safe. I don't want to go into too much specific activity. Our job is to respond to intelligence we get, respond to information, but make sure the community is safe. So unashamedly, we do have a lot of public order and rights for other police out on the streets at the moment to make sure there is calm. This disgraceful act will not go unpunished. Sorry.
So given it was a Hanukkah event, first night of Hanukkah, were there any additional police resources around the Bondi area or Dover Heights in case there was any problems?
There certainly were police patrolling that area. We were well aware and we worked closely with the Jewish community in terms of Hanukkah. The Jewish community has its own security group that we work very closely with, so there were police present. The fact there was such prompt action taken demonstrates the police were present.
Is there still an active threat tonight?
Sorry.
Is there still an active threat?
No, what I've said before is that we're aware definitely of 2 offenders at the moment. One of those is deceased, one is in hospital at the moment. We want to investigate thoroughly so that if there is a 3rd offender or any other people are linked to this matter, we will investigate and take action against them.
What intelligence do you have about this 3rd person? Was he there with a gun? Is he outside of the area? What intelligence do you have? I think people need calm and worry that there's someone on the run still.
It's way too early to give that information. The community can be very...
So we've got one person, one definite participant who's dead. We've got another person, these are the attackers, who's in hospital, who's been injured and is in hospital. And he's not said there may be a 3rd person, really, in so many words. He's just said they're exploring the possibility of there being a 3rd person. So, you know, that's what they're looking into. So the thing is, the police can never move quick enough for the public's appetite for information, you know, and because they get their, you know, they can go on social media and get their information. And unfortunately, same as me, you know, I'm coming on and doing a YouTube video, but I will not give out false information. But unfortunately, you do get a lot of false information on other social media platforms from other creators or reporters or journalists or whatever you want to call them. So, you know, the police just cannot move quick enough to keep up with that. It's a real problem, I think, in this day and age, and he's calling for calm. He's done the right thing to do a press conference, I think, because if you don't say anything, that's even worse. Even if you're just coming on to say you can't say anything, is better than not saying anything. But he will not, he can't move as quick as social media. I don't know how the police are going to keep up with that, really.
Very reassured that the police responded quickly. The police have responded in numbers. We have a significant investigation underway at the moment. We will be following all people linked to those gunmen that we know, and we'll take action to keep the community safe. The
What
community
weapons-
can rest assured that the police will take positive action to keep them safe.
What weapons were used?
Okay. Oh, this is the Premier now speaking. Let's have a look at what he had to say.
At Archer Park. This cowardly act of terrifying violence is shocking and painful to see and represents some of our worst fears about terrorism in Sydney. I very sadly need to report that as of now, there are at least 12 individuals that have been killed. One of the offenders has also been killed and one is in custody. This attack was designed to target Sydney's Jewish community on the first day of Hanukkah. What should have been a night of peace and joy celebrated in that community with families and supporters has been shattered by this horrifying, evil attack.
Now, it's dangerous to have a religion these days, isn't it? Especially if you've got a religion that, for example, if you're a Christian, nobody would know, would they? You walk through the streets, you might be white, but nobody would know your religion. You could be any religion, or an atheist or whatever, it's not the same. But if you're Muslim, particularly Muslim women, and you're wearing the hijab or whatever, or if you're a Sikh and you're wearing the turban that the Sikhs have to wear, or if you're an Orthodox Jew, Orthodox Jews, of course, have the ringlets and the hat, or I don't know about these Jewish people on the beach, but of course everybody would have known they were Jewish because it was an event for Jewish people. So it's awful. It's almost like you can't proclaim any beliefs anymore, or any, if you're Jewish, or Muslim, Hindu, whatever, or Christian or Catholic, or you should not have to hide the person you are, just the same as your sexuality. If you're gay, you don't have to proclaim it from the rooftops, but you don't have to hide it either. You should be able to go out and march for Pride, or I don't know, you should be able to march for anything as long as it's peaceful. Isn't that the whole basis of a civilized society, that we respect each other's beliefs, each other's histories, traditions, cultures? Otherwise, what are we? What are we if we can't do that? What are we? We're not human beings, are we?
Commissioner Lanyon will speak about the investigation, the police response, as well as the designation of this attack as a terrorism event in Sydney. I can assure the community it will be met with a massive, comprehensive police and public order response. Our heart bleeds for Australia's Jewish community tonight. I can only imagine the pain that they're feeling right now to see their loved ones killed as they celebrate this ancient holiday. It's a responsibility of all Australians to wrap their arms around Australia's Jewish community and help them get through this incredibly difficult period. This is a massive, complex, and just beginning investigation. It's just begun, and there are things that tonight we don't have the answers to. However, we do have answers to some crucial pieces of information for our wonderful city and our beautiful state. The first one is the outpouring of love and support from ordinary Australians for Australia's Jewish community is real. Secondly, today is another example of the enormous pressure and responsibility, the danger that New South Wales Police regularly face as part of their job. They do it without faltering. They didn't falter today. We need them. And thirdly, tonight saw extraordinary acts of personal courage and bravery from individuals in our community. And I think it's worth remembering that in all of this evil, In all of this sadness, there are still wonderful, brave Australians that are prepared to risk their lives to help.
Yeah, sorry. And I think that's true. We have to remember, because apparently we're going to look now at some of these videos, you know, people with no thought for their own safety, you know, went and tried to help other people. So we have to remember that the greater majority of people are not like this. It's hard to think of it sometimes, isn't it? It's hard to remember it sometimes.
Complete stranger.
Okay, let's look at this one now. So this is ABC News.
Our chief reporter, Chris Reason, is at Bondi. Chris, what have you seen so far tonight?
Mark, I've just arrived in the last few minutes, and you can see behind me ambulances. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them lining up here to take people away. I'm hearing that up to 12 people may have been caught up in this absolute tragedy. As you have been reporting today, this is the beginning of Hanukkah, and right now we are thinking that the gunman, and forgive me if I'm repeating what you've already reported, I've only just got here now, the gunman was targeting a Jewish celebration, for those that don't know, called Hanukkah. It's the Festival of Light. It's a time of thanksgiving. It's a time of prayer. It's a time of celebration, and several hundred Jewish people were gathered in and around the Bondi area, below where the gunman was believed to have taken his position with what people have described to me as a long-barreled rifle, potentially a double-barreled shotgun, potentially something more sinister than that, and have been picking off targets from that position. You can't quite see it from here. There is a position I'll be able to show you in a moment with our camera where we think that was all taking place from. You can see right now, if Morgan, my cameraman, comes over just 2 meters over this step here, and we can see that right now in front of us, paramedics working on someone being treated. This is a horrendous scene, Mark. I'm getting told that
I think he's getting a bit emotional, that reporter. Now, something else I just want to tell you, we're going to carry on watching, that is there have been explosive devices removed as well. There were bodies littering the beach, according to the BBC. You know, it really is a horrendous scene. So these, I mean, the thought that there are explosive devices as well. So there's so much still coming out that we don't know.
Witnesses believe that multiple people were killed. There are potentially over a dozen people injured. This is a major catastrophe, an awful event. And right now, emergency services are doing what they can. Morgan, come over here. Another person being wheeled into the ambulances here. Just step over this way, mate. This is confronting stuff. We're talking about children. We're talking about a community that was celebrating, a community that was enjoying what was an amazing day in Sydney. Blue skies day, incredible weather. Bondi, we all know it, one of the greatest tourist destinations in the country and one of the greatest places of congregation in this city, attacked, targeted by an unknown number of gunmen. We've been told at least one, potentially three. Go this way. You can see the people swarming around this person being taken into the back of this ambulance. Mate, awful scenes tonight in Bondi.
Yeah, Chris, what we are certainly watching are a team of paramedics, a team
I think you can hear that reporter's quite emotional. It's made me emotional because it's just so wrong, isn't it? It's so wrong to just target people like that. People just enjoying their, festival, whatever festival it is. It's just so wrong. And, life will never be the same for anyone who's involved with it. Whether it's people that have lost their lives or their family or people who were there, anyone who's witnessed it. I think the reporters, the police, the first responders, it's going to have this devastating effect on so many people, and it's still ongoing because we just don't know so despite the fact, apparently, according to what the guy was saying earlier, there was security there. The Jewish community have their own security. There were police there. So despite all that, I mean, how do you make a beach secure? Anyway, you can't secure a beach. You can't stop people going on the beach with a bag. You don't know what they've got in that bag, but you can't put metal detectors and a wall around a beach and just one door that people can get in. It's just it's unthinkable, isn't it? What is the answer? How can you? The trouble is with these people who are terrorists from all sides, when they're determined, when their hate must consume them, mustn't it? They must live and breathe the hate that they feel for other communities. That is their raison d'etre, isn't it? It's like they get up in the morning and live and breathe hate all day. They'd have to, wouldn't they, to be able to do something like this? You do think, honestly, sometimes I do think the devil is it's like this fight for between good and evil, and it's just coming to a head, isn't it?
Trying to save lives. It has taken them this long to get those injured people off the beach, across the road and into those ambulances. It would be fair to say their injuries must be extremely serious. They must have been in very precarious positions, and only now are they being able to load them into an ambulance to try to get them to intensive care. We are also hearing reports, again, I really stress unconfirmed reports, that an explosive device may have been found nearby where this shooting has taken place, and authorities are certainly working to check that report out and to check out if that's of any danger.
Mark, I'm just here with paramedic, state emergency service? What's your story?
I'm chaplain.
Give me a name and tell me
That's
what
my name. That's my name. I was right in the middle of it, guys. They were shooting us like we were enemy. Like that one there. What are you doing there? What are you staying here? They were killing. People was falling all over us. Dead, blown brains out. This is.
Oh my God. Did you see him then? He saw someone stood behind there. He said to him, "What are you doing there?" So for him to, what is he picking on someone who's got dark skin? You see, this is the problem, isn't it? This is the problem. Oh, because we don't know yet. I mean, if they're attacking the Jewish community, seems to me probable that it's to do with the war in Gaza, but not necessarily. I mean, they may not have been targeting them because they were Jewish. It may, though, that the Prime Minister earlier said, didn't he? It was a targeted attack on Jewish people. So you presume it's because of the war in Gaza. So did he then pick at whoever was standing behind the reporter and say, "Why are you standing there? Because the guy's got dark skin"? You can't, he may not even be Muslim, but even if he was Muslim, you cannot blame all the Muslims for what, if this turns out to be 2-3 Muslim people who's done it. This is what's so scary at the moment, isn't it? People are making assumptions because of things that are happening. People are assuming that all the others, like all Jewish people are the same, all Muslims are the same, all Hindus are the same, whatever. Instead of, taking people as individuals, You know, there are so many peace-loving Muslims in the world. This is what I find scary, because all this hate is unbridled, irrational, sorry. Let's see, just watch what he says again. So this guy, he looks like a security guy, doesn't he?
I was right in the middle of it, guys. They were shooting us like we were enemy.
Vladimir Kotelya. Vladimir. So he's obviously not Australian born and bred, because he's got a heavy accent. Says he's a chaplain.
Like that one there. What do you?
Like that one there. Well, that's not very chaplain-like, is it? A chaplain isn't a chaplain like a reverend or something? But he's having a go at somebody there that's standing behind the reporter. Take him back to the beginning when they start talking. So that's hate again. So this hate just expands. He's been picked on. He's seen some terrible scenes. I expect his nerves are frazzled. And he's then picked on somebody. You know, it's ongoing, isn't it? It's like ripples going out. Where does it end? It's got to end.
And authorities are certainly working to check that report out and to check out if that's of any danger.
Mark, I'm just here with, what, paramedic? State emergency service?
Emergency.
What's your story?
I'm chaplain.
Give me a name and tell me
That's
what
my name. That's my name. I was right in the middle of it, guys. They were shooting us like we were enemy. Like that one there. What are you doing there? What are you staying here? They were killing. People was falling all over us. Dead, blown brains out. This is Bondi. This is Australia. I left Soviet Union as a refugee. I came here as a refugee.
Oh my God.
Just to get that.
You're not Jewish. You're not Muslim.
I am Jewish.
You are.
Yes.
And what did you see today? Can you talk me through it?
Murder. I saw murder.
How quickly did you get on the scene?
I was already there.
Why? Why
I'm a chaplain. I came with a CS chaplaincy.
There's blood on your shirt, mate.
I was helping people out.
And what are you telling me about the casualties on the ground here in Bondi?
I can't tell you. A lot. More than dozens.
Dozens?
Injured or killed?
Dead.
Oh.
Rabbi dead.
The rabbi.
Kids hurt. What can I also tell you?
This was a Jewish festival of celebration, the festival of light.
Bringing the light into darkness. What darkness came to us today, to whole Australia, to Bondi Beach, to Sydney. This is not country I came here 30 years ago. It's not.
Oh
We're
my
seeing
God.
people being taken into these ambulances right now. There are some that have survived.
Yes.
Do we have an idea of how many?
I can't tell you.
As we talk, there's more being, the ambulances are wheeling stretchers behind you. What sort of numbers can you,
I can't
any assessment at all? At what point did you get there?
I was there
Did you
from
hear
the
anything?
I was covered. I was lying on top of my son.
Oh.
Your son?
My son, my 8 years old son. I felt.
Oh my God. Oh. Oh, I hope you're all okay, because this is very upsetting, isn't it? So he's had to lie on top of his 8-year-old son. Oh my God. Now, apparently, there were, he said earlier, didn't there, 1,000 people were there. So.
On top of him, and then another injured guy fell on top of me.
Your son's okay?
He's okay.
The injured guy's okay?
He survived.
You're okay?
I'm okay. So show must go on.
Oh.
Can you tell me about what was happening down there? This was a festival where
people dancing, people eating sweets, people climbing the rock climbing wall for the kids, selling sausages, just like a normal festival, like any other barbecue.
How many gunmen were there?
I saw 2.
What were they holding? What sort of
rifles?
Okay.
I think one of them was shotgun.
Did they seem to be indiscriminately targeting? Were they looking at any individuals?
No, they were shooting indiscriminately.
Whoever they could get?
Whatever they can get. Old people, young people, brains blown out, just like in the movie.
In Bondi.
Bondi Beach. Life service came help. People just run, say, I'm Navy, I'll help. That's the Australia I know, but that is not. The evil came to us today.
You got down. Who did you first arrive to? Who did you try and help?
The security guard that was hurt next to me. He was shot in the shoulder. I was helping him out. Then I went around, and a lot of people were already dead.
How do you know that? You just
Well,
completely.
their brains blown out on the ground.
Okay.
They're dead.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So it's like a war zone, isn't it? It's like a war zone. There they were just enjoying a day's celebration, not doing anybody any harm. And it sounds like a war zone. This guy could be commentating on the Russia-Ukraine war, couldn't he? You know, it's like that's just, and as he says, so he went all the way to Australia to try and, you know, probably take his family to safety from Russia or whatever, and for whatever reason, and ended up getting sort of caught up in this. And yeah, Ninchi, we said earlier about the explosive device. Yeah, that's the news that's coming out. Again, that hasn't been confirmed officially yet, but you know, it's such a developing story, this. Just makes you feel, from what this guy has said, is there going to be, like they've said, there are 12 confirmed fatalities at the moment, of which one is one of the gunmen, and the other gunman is in hospital, but they haven't what's the word, ruled out the fact that there may be a third gunman, but they haven't ruled it in. They just said they're looking into it. And that's scary, of course, because if there is a third person, you know, where are they?
Kids as well?
There's at least 2 girls that saw hit. One probably around 12, the other one is probably even younger.
And the police managed to get these 2 guys?
I think they did, yeah.
How is the community? What is the community feeling tonight?
It's not community. It's not just us. It's everyone. This is going to change us forever. This is going to change us forever. On Bondi Beach, you got bodies lying left, right, and center. Not terrorists, not army guys, just old people, you know. Most of them were ex-Soviet refugees that came here for better life.
What's your name, sir?
Vladimir.
Vladimir what?
Kotlia.
Vladimir, of course. Vladimir is one of the most common names in Russia, isn't it? But that's interesting what he said. So is this a Russian Jewish community? Because he said most of them were, that's what he just said then. So then that, of course, opens up a different possibility. Was it an anti-Russian thing as well as, you know, was it anti-Jewish or was it anti-Russian? Apparently, let's see what he said then.
Ex-Soviet refugees that came here for better life.
What's your name, sir?
Most of them are ex-Soviet refugees who came here for a better life. Oh my God. Is that real? Because if it is, that man deserves a medal.
Le mec est hyper courageux.
Oh, look at him. Oh my God. Just shows you, doesn't it? How this is it. We have to remember that there's a lot of good people in the world. There's a lot of good people in the world. They're not all bad. Look at this. Let's watch that. Look at him creep up there.
Oh!
Oh my God.
Oh mon gros! Oh! Mais il y a son pote, il va se faire.
Oh my God.
Il est trop con, le mec qui a l'arme.
What is it? I'm absolutely speechless. Speechless. Wow, that's bravery, that is. Now, what are you going to do now?
Le mec est hyper courageux.
And then this old guy comes up and throws a rock at him. Oh my God. Wow.
Oh!
Well,
Oh mon gros! Oh!
I don't know if that's real or
Mais
not,
il va
but
se
if it
faire tirer
is,
dessus.
my God.
Il est trop con le mec qui alarme.
Wow. So he's brave getting the gun off him, and then the old guy comes up and throws a rock at him. He
Le mec
doesn't
est
know
hyper
what to
courageux.
do.
Oh.
Yeah, well, it looks like it's been repeated a lot on the X there, so it seems like perhaps it is true. Hope so. See what else have we got? Any other? There'll be lots of videos, I'm sure, coming out. Anyway, what's Andrew been up to? Okay, so yeah, basically that's where we are so far. Hi, Julie. I think I just want to see actually again that guy taking the gun off that gunman. It's amazing that.
Oh!
I
Oh mon
don't,
gros! Oh! Ouais, mais il y a son pote, il va se faire tirer dessus. Il est trop con le mec qui alarme.
he nearly lost his trousers, the idiot. Good for you. Good for you.
Oh!
Good for you.
Oh mon gros! Oh!
So, just wanted to let you know what was going on. As you can see, there's going to be a lot more coming out of this. A lot more. I mean, there's so many videos, really. I don't know. I'd quite like to see another video, really, because I would like to see another video like that. As you can imagine, it is all over the news at the moment. You know, it's everything that's on the news. Gosh, I mean, that was an emotive interview, wasn't it, with Vladimir, who had to throw himself on his son, on his 8-year-old son, to cover his 8-year-old son's body. He said he saw multiple deceased people on the beach. He said it was like a war zone.
Has another witness. Serena, do you want to take it away for the moment?
Michael, good evening. Festival of Light here, but it is one of our darkest days. One light that we have been stumbling upon in the back streets of Bondi. Here are some of the heroes that have helped, and Wias has only been here 1 month, but he was on scene straight away. Wias, talk us through what you saw and what happened.
Today, it's the one day I am shocked. I go for the beach for detent. I look 2 men. He come, cinture, everything, munition.
He had ammunition.
Yep. One sniper, very big, and bam, he shoot, 1, 2, and one moment he visit me. I go after one car. I say this. I look. I listen. Bah, bah.
So you were hiding behind a car.
Exactly.
Yep.
After I look one mother with you. This in English. What did you say?
She was pregnant like me.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And this mother, he say the respiration.
Yep.
At this, I think you're dead. It's this. Me. I say what? I am here for you.
This must have been really overwhelming for you.
Sorry.
Must have been a lot of emotions for you.
Sorry, but I am shocked. Today, my mission is help for the woman and very help everything. I look the mother. He say me, please drink water, please one water. He say me this. I say yes, no problem.
It sounded like you did an incredible job helping, and you do seem like you're still in shock.
Yes.
Thank you for talking to us. We're going to continue walking through the streets and trying to find more people who were there and who have seen what happened, the terrible scenes that have unfolded tonight, guys.
Thank you so much, Serena. I mean, as we know, that area an absolute magnet for young backpackers and that as well. And what a terrible thing for that young gentleman to have had to witness down there at the beach along with everybody else. We are standing by to hear from the New South Wales Premier, Chris Minns, Senior New South Wales Police, no doubt the Commissioner, Mel Lanyon, to give us an update. I just got told from one of the police, senior police sources saying, look, we're getting new information, just give us a minute or two. They want to come to us with the very latest and we'll go live with that. As we keep on, now, this is new vision that's just in. Let's have a look at this.
This is amazing footage.
This is some other citizens from one of those bridges who have one of the gunmen. You can see one of the police starting to approach. We blurred part of it because it's graphic. Other police racing in. Now look at the back there. Another local gets on in, throws a few punches and kicks at that man who started to throw his hands in the air. We believe he's one of the gunmen, one of the attackers. We are desperately trying.
Now, as much as I understand how that guy would be really angry, and I understand why did the police just let him come up there and approach that guy? Because he could have got shot in the crossfire. He carries on hitting him and stuff. The police should have got rid of him.
I confirmed that as well, but he's definitely been targeted. He's been identified by locals there as having been involved in the shooting. Police then have brought him down to the ground with initial help from locals who also raced in to try and help as best they could. Another angle on the acts of heroes down there at Bondi Beach this afternoon. The good balancing out the absolute bad and the absolute worst, trying to help police. You can hear all the sirens in the background, the commotion going on down there. So that is another angle there of people rushing in to do the right thing to try and pin down one of the people we believe to be one of the attackers, and that's the start of that vision there. You could hear the gunshot still going on as well, but throwing his arms in the air at one stage, turning one way, then looking the other. That policeman there has his weapon raised, so he's got it trained right on him, and then from the back stairs there, other people coming in to help the police, which is quite extraordinary. We're going to see more angles on all of this, I've got no doubt about it, but that does give us some light on what is an incredibly dark day that people have raced on in to help as best they could. And
I'll tell you what, there's going to be loads of footage comes out, isn't there, at the end of the day, because, people are all about, as soon as people see something going on these days, the phones come out. So I bet there's loads of footage out there. Let's see. That's just really going to replay that footage. Let's just see if there's anything new around here. Let's go to there. So we can see from this.
Let's Caulfield, Fed Square.
You've got that detail there, haven't you? Caulfield and Fed Square called off as well, out of precaution.
Absolutely.
Precaution and concern, and no doubt they worry about friends and people they know up here in Sydney. The other key thing about what we're seeing tonight is that tomorrow, Michael, is 11 years since the Lint Cafe. And it's probably the last time that Sydney was caught up in a terrible terror-style event. We're not using that word yet in these circumstances, but the hallmarks are certainly there, and it will be a key part of the police investigation going forward. We know the impact that something like Lint had on this city. We still feel it today, and we will still be feeling the impact of what has happened in Bondi tonight for many, many years to come. I've covered a lot of terror attacks around the world.
Now, I've got to go now. I really have got to go. And you feel like you could go on and on because there's so much. It's about the
this very moment as well. That's the New South Wales Riot Squad, one of their vehicles, public order and riot
there's
squads.
a lot to come out about.
Now they're working with the bomb
explosives,
squad to make sure that there are no other vehicles down there that may have been left by the government. We had police confirm to us that one of the vehicles contains explosive devices. Serena, I think that vehicle's just, Serena and Allura reported that vehicle just go past you right now.
Yeah, it did, Michael. Police seem to be focusing their efforts on a car in the vicinity of the bridge. Of course, this investigation is still very much afoot. They've also been going what appears to be door-to-door on some of the cars in the car park just as a precaution. Of course, we're not sure what role that plays in the investigation, but certainly they're focusing their efforts as a police rescue van in the vicinity.
So as it says at the bottom there, so there's 12 confirmed dead, 29 people. But just to finish, I just want to say, you know, a prayer, if you like, for the people that have died, for the people that were injured, for anyone that was caught up in this awful, awful thing, just terrible. You know, why can't people just live and let live? Just let, you know, I just can't get my head around it. It's so awful. But anyway, all we can do, we can't do anything, but we can pray. Just pray, you know, coming up to the Christmas season now, of course, that's when these things happen. These are the times when people will be all together. You know, there'll be big, it won't stop people going out celebrating Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever. Going to Christmas markets, going Christmas shopping. You know, it is a time where there'll be a lot of people all together. So I don't think it will stop people getting together, but it does make you think twice. So anyway, so please, thank you for watching. You all take care of yourselves. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you. I'm going to play the Silent Night video to finish. If only people could get on.